Giles Corey was a farmer who lived in Salem, Massachusetts during the Salem Witch Trials. Before getting to the legends regarding his curse, we have to look at his fun and possibly murderous history. Salem widely considered Corey to be violent after he was charged with beating his farmhand Jacob Goodale to death in 1676. Despite John Proctor testifying that he heard Corey admit to the crime, Corey was only fined for abusing the body of Jacob Goodall by beating. Many locals believe that Corey should have been charged with murder and that he bought his freedom. This, of course, tainted his reputation and gave him issues later on. When the witch trials began, Giles and his wife, Martha Panon Corey, were some of the first people to attend the pretrial examinations. However, as they went on, Martha began to doubt their validity and tried to stop her husband from attending by hiding his saddle. This made her look a bit sus, and rumors started going around that she was a witch. On March 21, 1692, Martha was arrested for witchcraft. Swept up by the mass hysteria, Giles believed these accusations and testified against her on March 24th. On April 18, 1692, Giles Corey was arrested after he was accused by Ann Putnam Jr., Mercy Lewis, Abigail Williams, Mary Walcott, and Elizabeth Hubbard of practicing witchcraft against them. During Corey's examination on April 19th, the judges accused him of lying and practicing witchcraft in the courtroom. According to the court records, all the afflicted were seized now with fits and troubled with pinches. Then the court ordered his hands to be tied. After untying one of his hands, the records state that the fits started again. The court brought up Corey's testimony against his wife and wanted him to provide more testimony, but apparently he had become disillusioned with the trials and refused. In fact, he was so disillusioned that he refused to carry on with his trial at all. Corey pled not guilty when his case went to trial, but he remained silent when he was asked if he would accept a trial by jury of his peers. This was part of a legal tactic known as standing mute, which was used to prevent trials from being able to advance. English law at the time ordered any prisoner who stood mute to be tortured until the prisoner agreed to talk. This torture consisted of laying the prisoner on the ground, placing a board with heavy stones on top of him, and gradually increasing the weight until the prisoner yielded. Many historians believed that since Corey knew he would die anyway, he remained silent to avoid conviction. If he avoided conviction, his estate would be passed to his children instead of being claimed by the authorities. Since the sheriff at the time had been illegally seizing the property of some of the people arrested for witchcraft, Corey also took the precaution of leaving his estate in the name of his sons-in-law in his will. So it seems more likely that he wanted to avoid conviction as a way of keeping his name clear and possibly rebelling against the witch trials. On September 19, 1692, Giles Corey died from his torture. It is said that before dying, Giles Corey shouted, "Damn you, I curse you in Salem," at the sheriff. Many believe that this curse actually worked. 4 years after Corey's death, the sheriff died of a heart attack. Legend says that Corey cursed every Salem sheriff since then. In the 1970s, Salem Sheriff Robert E. Cahill retired early due to a stroke, heart attack, and rare blood condition. Sheriff Cahill noted that the sheriff before him also contracted a serious blood ailment, which forced him to retire. The sheriff had inherited the post from his father after he died from a heart attack while serving as sheriff. The sheriff before that one had also suffered from heart problems. "So have all the others as far back as I could trace," said Cahill. He believed that when the sheriff's office was moved from Salem to Middleton in 1991, it broke the curse. Locals believe that Corey's ghost still haunts the area around Howard Street Cemetery, where he died. His ghost is often seen before and after misfortune strikes Salem. For example, his ghost was seen there before the Great Salem Fire of 1914. The fire started near Gallows Hill and Proctor's Ledge, where Corey's wife and 18 others were hanged for witchcraft, then continued to spread throughout the town.